vol.1, aka Indigo Sky, aka Trigger Ranking. Basically just in here. Y'all are now in here with us with the freestyle fanaticz. We gonna let's see. We're gonna do a little freestyle today and see what the guy going on here. Y'all hear about all this stuff with finesse 2 time and most stuff coming. Oh, the lady came out with Shannon Sharp today, man. She did the interview. She did an interview and this lady here, she's an older woman. She's like, she might be in her. I'm looking at her. I'm thinking she's at least in her 40s. I would say that. Older white woman. She's actually, this woman is actually white. The other girl ain't white. But yeah, like, she had a whole interview today, y'all. It was, it was interesting, but it's not looking good for Shannon, man. All right, y'all, hold on. Let's see. So we got going. So we got going, brethren. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. And I'm back. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. Let me see if I can pull this thing up, y'all. And if not, I'll go to the other one. I'll go to the other one. Give me a second. I know I just sent it. I just sent it. Hey, what's up? How you doing? How you doing, fam? My bad, my bad. I ain't see. Hey, y'all hit the like button and shit, man. Y'all hit the like button, man. Y'all hit the like button. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. I'm trying to get this thing to load up, bro. Like I'm using the Wi-Fi on my phone to do the other phone. Hey, what's up? What? Slave. Okay. We got a clown. Hey, y'all, we got a clown in here. We got a clown tonight. Yep, we got a clown here, man. Man called me a slave. I don't know what I don't know what you want, bro, but I'm a slave. Okay, all right. I'm not your slave. I'm a slave to God. It's funny as hell, bro. Like, it's funny how people, basically just try to get up under your video just to say some weird, like, I can see if it was actually funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the shit was funny, that's cool. Hey, we all can laugh. Oh yeah, 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 thank good. Lincoln. Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up, fam? Hey, what up to everybody in here, man? I'm trying to find something to look at. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got the Petty Show. We're gonna go to the Petty Show, y'all. You know, this is my go-to right here. I fuck with the Petty Show hard. So we're gonna go here. Hey, Shannon Sharp, he hot right now. He hot. He in the hot seat. We gotta talk about Shannon Sharp, man. Okay, hold on. Bluetooth. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. Oh.
Bluetooth pairing.
Okay, we back, y'all. Give me a second. Give me 1 second.
Bluetooth connected.
Shannon Sharp.
So that's the Petty Show, y'all. I'm gonna cut down just a little bit. It's late, y'all. So we about to do this one, but we gotta be quiet, y'all. We gotta be quiet.
Is part of this nefarious part of the dark side of legal practice when it becomes profitable to file bogus actions against prominent people to coerce a settlement.
Did Shannon Sharp really get an ESPN staff member pregnant? Well, that's what the internet's buzzing about after the NFL legend suddenly announced he's stepping away from ESPN.
This is a shakedown.
Facing sexual assault accusations, tonight Shannon Sharp is not backing down.
I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this is
That nigga said I'm gonna be open, transparent. Hey, bro, when this happened to y'all, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up now, straight up, fam. This shit happened to you, bro. Bro, be quiet, get you a lawyer, bro. Ask for you a lawyer, straight up. First thing, lawyer, zip your lip, bro. Don't say nothing, my nigga. Shut up. Don't come out like all that stuff you just did. Don't do that, bro. That's the wrong way to move.
But here's the kicker. Shannon's calling the allegations false and disruptive, while others claim there's way more to this than he's letting on. Honestly, between wild texts, leaked recordings, and jaw-dropping allegations, it's hard to take his words seriously. And so fans are wondering if this is the real reason he was quietly pulled off the air. Let's
Hey,
also
bro,
not
hey,
forget,
yeah,
this
you could
isn't
be
the
a,
first
you
time
could be a
Shannon's been
my,
caught up in drama
but
involving him.
I gotta figure out how to do it.
Was ESPN
I ain't
really
been on here like, so I've been on here, but I ain't like official with all that.
Don't hope. Don't dream. No. Plan. See the steps it takes to get it done.
I ain't got premium, y'all. My bad. It's commercial.
ESPN really done covering for him? Let's find out. So Shannon had a lot of heads turned when he announced his decision to step away from ESPN. He tweeted this on X, garnering a lot of attention.
So when he's supposed to have stepped away, like they let him like say, okay, I'm gonna step away from ESPN, and then we gonna bam, I'm gonna come back. He not coming back, bro. Yeah, he not coming back. He not coming back. Yeah, the whole ESPN job, that's over with. He ain't gonna be able to go back to ESPN, bro. That's owned by Disney, the Disney company. I would tell the people 20 years ago that Disney owned everything. I've been knew all this type of shit. I've been knew this shit. It's not a surprise to me, you know.
My statement is found here, and this is the truth. The relationship in question was 100% consensual. At this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues. Of course, folks had a lot to say about the shady move, like Stephen A. Smith. He did not want to speculate about his co-worker's innocence, but he did say this. It's been a difficult week from a sports media perspective, certainly as it pertains to First Take. Shannon Sharpe became a friend. When I recruited him to come aboard ESPN's First Take, he came on board, and he did his...
I don't know, we got a nigga say we want him to raise his haircut. Like, I don't know, though. I'm a barber now. I'm slick about. I cut my own hair and shit, but...
sensational job. No matter the amount of success that we enjoyed for the 12 years prior to his arrival, he helped take it to another level last year. And we were doing our thing this year as well. And so when the news came down that he and ESPN had mutually agreed that he would need to come off the airwaves at ESPN, it was a blow. It was a blow to the show. It was a blow to me personally because I'm going to miss him. But it was not a surprise. And when I was on the air just a few days ago, a lot of people were looking for me to say something. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to speak to one's innocence or one's guilt about something I have absolutely, positively no knowledge of whatsoever. Do I believe that Shannon Sharpe is guilty of what he's been accused of?
Like Stephen A. Smith, to me, bro, just be quiet, bro. Don't say nothing, bro. Like you brought me on ESPN, like you going on your show talking about the shit. Then he just did an interview with Big Boy. Yeah, don't say nothing about it, bro. Just be quiet, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Let that shit rock, my nigga. Let it rock, bro. Just be like, hey, I ain't got no comment. You know what I'm saying? Until whatever happened, I ain't got no comment, bro.
Absolutely not. That is my personal opinion. The brother that I've come to know, I don't believe would assault or rape anybody, and I'm going to state that emphatically. But just as emphatically, I'm going to remind everybody that it is my opinion because of what I feel about him. Not in any way implying that I know a damn thing beyond that, because I don't know. He also didn't think that Shannon's lawyer was giving him the best advice.
I see the text messages
It's an Black Summer
released by his lawyer, who, by the way, I don't think has been impressive in this at all, because some of the information that was let out to the public, I have no idea why a lawyer would advise such a thing, but that's a different subject for another day.
Just to recap, Shannon's being sued by Jane Doe for mistreatment. According to court documents, their relationship took off in 2023 after the two met at a local gym. Mind you, Jane was only 19 years old at the time. For the next 2 years, the two had things going on in the bedroom, but then things took a turn for the worse. Remember Sharpe's IG controversy when he went live while he was busy with a woman? Yeah, apparently Jane saw that and decided to distance herself, but Shannon did not want to let go of her just yet, and so he pursued her aggressively, which led to some uncomfortable situations. According to Jane, Shannon was even recording their encounters secretly and showing them off to others. And as proof, the plaintiff even brought evidence to the table. Her lawyer, Tony Busby, sent an audio file.
So hold on. This the part that got me. This the part right here that got me. This the part right here that got me, you know, kind of messed up, because where did the recording of the action happen? That's all I'm saying. Like, where did it happen? Like, who recorded it? That's all I'm trying to say. Who recorded this? Like, they saying that the girl recorded it. They're not saying Shannon Sharpe recorded it. So this might have been at her place. And then, you know, shit, that what happened. Might have been at her place. And, you know.
Call between the two to a bunch of media outlets, and honestly, it says a lot about the dynamics between the two.
So I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chose small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do what you did to me.
However, Sharp's attorneys got on the
Like, when they let those recordings out, that kind of messed Shannon Sharp up a lot.
case like lightning. They said that
Like,
Jane Doe went the
It really like that's what lit the fire up under his ass when they played that tape right there. That's what lit the fire up under this man's ass, bro.
route after attempts to blackmail Sharp were unsuccessful. According to them, she presented Sharp with footage of an encounter between the two, edited to recharacterize the encounter as non-consensual.
20 Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out.
Put the
I would
whole
have it
video.
or I would myself.
Like,
His attorney, Lanny J.
so
Davis, also said
that's why I said, like, Lanny J. Davis or whatever, they shouldn't have let him say that, bro. They shouldn't have let him say that because, bro, you just exposed yourself. Put the whole tape out. What's on the whole tape? Like, it looked like if they go to court, they're just gonna be watching some consensual stuff that's going on with I don't know, bro. And I'm not here to victim shame this young lady. Like, I don't know, I actually don't know what happened. So I'm just saying everything is alleged. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I don't know, but crazy.
the plaintiff has refused to provide a copy of the full, unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharp's legal team. Contrary to the allegations she makes in her lawsuit, Consensual S continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek. And yes, that means exactly what you think it means. However, despite the serious nature of the allegations, Shannon's been on a campaign to sell himself as innocent. He's tried to scare off the plaintiff by releasing her name, Gabby Zuniga, to the public. But honestly, it's doing more harm than good. He and his legal team released 44 pages of text between Shannon and Jane, and fans are creeped out. One text read, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it." Meanwhile, another said, "I want to put my tongue in your bleep."
Come on, bro. Like, they got all this, bro. You put this out. They put this out. Shannon Sharp done put this out. They put this out.
"And marry you." But the real highlight was this text, "That's my daddy. I want you to put a big black baby in me." And fans have a lot to say about that one. Put a big black baby in me has to be some form of racism. It's very weird that y'all deal with this disrespect disguised as kinks. Have respect for yourselves as black men. No woman saying anything about y'all putting a big black baby in them should be getting y'all's attention. Stop being so damn easy. And if you're wondering why Shannon would put out something so creepy like this, well, according to documents, his legal team believes this will clear his name or at least get people to believe his side of the story. These messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic S-communications initiated by Ms. Zuniga. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, S-language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Ms. Zuniga. However, like we said, the text did more harm than good because now people are talking about Shannon getting the girl pregnant. In fact, there are even rumors about this being the real reason for him getting fired by ESPN. And honestly, that's not all that surprising because as far as fans know, Shannon is careless when it comes to this stuff. See, Shannon has 3 kids right now that we know about anyway. And guess what? All 3 of them are the same age. And no, they're not twins. He fathered them with 3 separate women. So what does that mean? Well, it means that Shannon had 3 women pregnant at the same time.
Damn, I didn't know that was all
First, Shannon
So they saying that Shannon got 3 kids and all of the same age. So that means he had 3 women pregnant at the same time. They at the same damn time. Damn, boy, you doing it, bro.
All three of them are the same age, and no, they're not triplets. He fathered them with 3 separate women. So what does that mean?
Hold on, y'all.
It's
Listen.
did more harm than good, because now people are talking about Shannon getting the girl pregnant. In fact, there are even rumors about this being the real reason for him getting fired by ESPN. And honestly, that's not all that surprising, because as far as fans know, Shannon is careless when it comes to this stuff. See, Shannon has 3 kids right now that we know about anyway. And guess what? All 3 of them are the same age. And no, they're triplets. He fathered them with 3 separate women. So what does that mean? Well, it means that Shannon 3 women pregnant at the same time. As crazy as it sounds, why don't you hear out the internet detectives first? Shannon's oldest child is Kayla Scher, born in 1992. Shannon's only son, Kiari Sharp, was also born in 1992 when Shannon was playing for the Denver Broncos. Less is known about Shannon's other daughter, Callie. Also born in 1992, Kaylee does not appear on Shannon's X or Instagram feeds. And honestly, that alone says a lot about what kind of man Shannon is. Fans certainly have a lot of opinions about him. He should be under the jail for that alone. He said himself he wasn't the best father. Lol, and all of their names begin with a K, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Fans don't think he treated any of the kids' mothers right. Why? Well, because this isn't the first time Shannon's been dragged to court for mistreating a woman. Back in 2023, Shannon's ex-girlfriend Michelle Bundy sued him for defamation, libel, and slander after he crossed the line with her. According to her, there was a nasty incident back in 2010. Michelle got into Shannon's face about his affairs, but instead of talking it out, he proceeded to forcefully subdue her, compelling her to her knees and subsequently engaging in non-consensual stuff. He then maneuvered her onto the bed and threatened to ruin her reputation if she chose to share the details of the incident. According to court documents, he levied threats of ruin, declaring that any attempt on my part to disclose his transgressions would be met with a comprehensive campaign to use everyone I know to destroy you. Of course, as soon as Michelle got out of that situation, she worked up the courage to hold Shannon accountable. She filed for a restraining order against the former ESPN host following the incident. But she ended up dropping out because of the fear of what Shannon would do to her and her child. She said, "After I filed the restraining order, I was sitting in my apartment with my daughter. I had a basement floor apartment with a door leading out to the sidewalk, so I was right there, vulnerable, and somebody came up to my door and said, 'Shut up,' and I ran and dropped it right then, because I had a child at home with me at the time. And having someone coming to my door with her there, you know that? No, 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 no."
That's crazy. She got scared. That's not funny. It's not funny. I'm just saying. It's not funny at all. But I'm just saying she got scared, so she was like, shit, I'm finna roll this thing back, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I roll that thing back, bro. She ain't want no problem.
Meanwhile, Shannon had the same strategy. He denied everything. A spokesperson for
But that same lady had an interview today, and I think she was saying all this alleged. She was saying basically that Shannon was abusive. That's what she said.
Sharp said, "Michelle Evans's claims are ridiculous and completely without merit. Shannon has had no contact with her for many years. However, at the end of the day, fans have a very good idea about what kind of man Shannon is. After combing through all the facts, he looks like someone who mistreats women and gets them pregnant without worrying about the consequences. But fans are hoping that this Jane Doe lawsuit will put an end to his disrespectful and evil antics. Right now, Shannon's trying to put off the inevitable for as long as he can. According to BuzzFeed, he's refusing to look at key evidence. Remember that 10-second clip that Shannon mentioned? Well, here's what Tony had to say about it. "The only reason you know about the existence of a video recording is that Mr. Sharp specifically referenced it in his Bullsh-T statement. The contents of the video were shared during the mediation process with Sharp's attorneys. Again, Sharp and his team disclosed that, not us. Sharp himself was offered on more than one occasion to view it himself. He declined. We've never made any claims or threats about it and won't do so. However, Shannon might need something stronger in his arsenal to fend off the rumors. But what do you think? Did Shannon really get that woman pregnant? And is he really going to come out the other side? Let us know what you think in the comments section below, and make sure to check out this next video."
Gotta check out the Petty Show. Oh, it look like they're gonna send me an academics video. Let me see what they're talking about. Academics. Let me see this one. You talking about that? I don't really want to watch that. Give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to see.
Me, myself, I check me. In certain places, I would tell a dude if they check on me. Now, I think you should go there now. You might want to go to the other. And I know dudes right now in front of us. You know, they're buying for their shit. Who real killers. Like, who really real killers. Like, if he ever find out who did that, he gonna knock everybody down. You understand what I'm saying? You just call slipping. And that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And you try your best not to be slipping. And if you have the means not to, by doing it. You know what I mean? And it's just about sometimes.
Hey, I made you a moderator, bro.
He tried to extort a little women because they were giving things away for kids in his neighborhood, and he didn't approve it. And it's just like, what?
For years, defendant Henley extorted victim one, a music and club promoter who transitioned into a partnership with the unlicensed marijuana dispensary located in Los Angeles for up to $25,000 per month in extortion fees, and $25,000 per month in extortion fees, until victim one started to ignore defendant Henley's calls on July. Enterprise member and self-proclaimed Rolling 60s member Tremaine Ashley Williams, aka Loose Cannon, and a other acting at defendant Henley's direction to the dispensary and committed robbery. Victim one's real name is Dale Morrison, aka Monster Man. I'm pretty sure y'all heard his name.
Monster, yeah.
That Big U was extorting so much that he ran out of money and had to start getting the extortion payments directly from the feds because he was already cooperating, because he had been caught
and locked up because of Monster.
And speaking about his thoughts around the whole. Check this out.
So this is the guy who was supposed to be extorted. In that sometimes it was 10,000. It was, you know, he supposedly was involved with the dispensary that Big U said for this to happen, but it was, I guess it was illegal. This is an illegal dispensary, but Big U says for you to keep doing this, you need to, you know, pay me. One time they didn't pay him, and Big U sent his homies over there to go take his shit, and then invited him to the spot and said, yo, this is how you robbed yourself, basically. You know what I mean? I think that's the story.
Outside, you know, people are paying people $200, $300 to tell them things about me. Not a lot of this stuff is true, and I can't wait to tell my side. As far as Loose Cannon though, I don't think he works for the police. I don't think he's telling. I think he's lost in the sauce, kind of. I think he wants the celebrity, he wants the clout and stuff like that. I do think he might end up telling because of what he was done to him too. Like, you know,
He already took the back.
oh, okay. Well, yeah. A lot of times, right? You know, a reflection of what happens to you through life is a reflection of what you've done through life. And I think that, you know, when you look at, you know, even the Nipsey Hussle situation and, you know,
what he said, that was deep.
Nip and, you know, Big Man went through, it's like we're not dealing with one of the best peoples in the world. We're dealing with, you know, a lot of these people are pro-black only when it matters. Even one day I seen Loose Cannon on the show talking about, oh yeah, you know, y'all niggas like Willie Lynch, y'all want me to get locked up and this and that, but then, you know what I'm saying, you just can jump Marciano, bro. He's 60 years old, you took him off his clothes and like, you know, it's only pro-black sometimes. They're only community people sometimes. And nobody really knows these people. When you look at Nip contract, 10 years for 30%, you know that's just demonic, right? When a motherfucker doing something good in the hood and you want to chase him out and belittle him and shit like that, like you know the type of person that, you know, you kind of deal with, like, you know, some people tell me like, yo, DT, your head up, that's what's going on. I just hate the fact that I'm a part of it, but why was I, even in that situation, even after the fence,
People already know what it is, though, Deb. You feel what I'm saying? So,
I don't think they know. They know.
GBTV, I think that's him. That's what it sounds like.
Stronger than even that, right? So a lot of complaints and indictments are being pieced together to do and say certain things, and and then like I said, I watch you, and I know the man that hooked us up. There's nobody more pro-black than this guy. You know what I'm saying? Brother, sister type thing. And I respect him a lot. But just afford me some time to think, and maybe we can have a pre-discussion about the agenda here. What are we trying to do? Because everything should have a purpose to it. To uplift our people. Even when I think about Big U, when I think about Loose Cannon, and there's anger and there's animosity and there's hurt and there's all of this shit involved in it. You know what I mean? I still know that as black people, we're still products of our environment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people think for me to win, you gotta lose, and that's a big problem. And that's what my brand, Everybody Eats, was always about. Like, we can all kind of survive the way you got 50 drawers on the same block, but they can all get along. You know what I'm saying? It's not really dog eat dog. But some people are from a world where it's just dog eat dog, you know what I mean? And that's part of my agenda, that it ain't gotta be like that. You know what I'm saying? That the black man gotta step on another black man. Old niggas ain't gotta step on the young niggas, like, to where they can't breathe. Like this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot that goes.
You right. He ain't lying.
And I think the biggest thing for me about how I ended up where I ended up is because it's like someone trying to break you, and then it works. I don't know if if you ever had a girl, and then someone trying to break you, and then I was broken. So yeah. I mean, there's people offering me $5,000, $10,000. I haven't really taken any of them, and you've already gotten, because I can't work, I can't be outside. You know what I'm saying? It's very tricky for me. It's very for me. It's for a lot of people. But
the people look at it like what Big U did.
Yeah.
Shout out to SBGBTV. That boy on Big Act channel.
Yeah, it's foul. It sucks, and it's a lot of foul things. And
y'all hit the like button,
man.
man.
Things happen too.
Now, supposedly this guy like black photographs and shit. By the way, this RICO case, the only reason, so we have the witnesses talking, the people charged with talking. The people who talking to us are the prosecutors and the people who are the feds. The defendants, the witnesses, and everybody else is running their mouth.
Yeah, and then as we go through what happened, there's a lot of people that this shit's happened to all across. I think, and for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, looking at this shit like, well, yeah, man. We'll talk.
Dale Morrison, the person is cooperating against Big U because Big U was extorting him, man. Listen, but he is not a stranger. Man, he didn't have his money in the team. He got locked up for pimping.
Eddie Griffin being messy or throwing shade at Shannon. Been swirling for years, and one of the biggest scandals involved his former male stylist who went by the nickname D-Print in Hollywood. According to the story, and Shannon looked like a romantic vacation. Affairs started circulating. Shannon ended up firing Hollywood. By then, the damage was already done, and Big got
best stylist in the world. It's the entire world. Of 8 billion people, I got number one.
Jasmine, what show? Why would he make a video to Hollywood and say that out of 8 billion people in the world, him and Hollywood are going to take the world?
apps, and they've all been hinting that Shannon's lifestyle. And if so, what else has Shannon been hiding all these years? Let's break it all down.
You can tell how that drink game kept on saying.
Now, Cat.
Just Just when Shannon Sharpe thought all the gossip about his personal life couldn't get any more of a mess, here comes this whole new drama with that OnlyFans model, Gabriella Zaninga, who's suing him for rape and asking for $50 million in damages. Now, when the lawsuit first hit the news, Gabriella was only known as Jane Doe, until Shannon decided to reveal her identity in an attempt to prove their relationship was consensual. The only thing Shannon spilled. He also shared some wild text messages from Gabriella that suggest Shannon was into some wild stuff in the bedroom, including race play. So Gabriella, who's just 19 when 54 black baby in me, and the fact that she felt comfortable sending Shannon texts like this suggests he was that way and play into those racial dynamics. Now, that's already weird enough, but it doesn't stop there. Gabriella's messages also expose some very specific requests from Shannon, like asking her to play with his, if you get the picture. Now, Shannon thought these messages would prove that Gabriella consented to whatever freaky dynamic they had going on. However, all these texts did was reignite all those old rumors about Shannon being on the DL. And now some clips of Eddie Griffin have resurfaced where he made some bold claims during one of his stand-up shows, saying straight up that Shannon is a closeted gay man.
And love Shay Shay. Oh, yeah, Shay Shay. Gay. Tight pants on, with his balls and dick all up Cat's face. You can tell how that drink that gay.
When Eddie's comments first went viral last year, Shannon actually addressed them on using stale jokes to get clout from Shannon's name.
What they're doing now is that they found out that Shannon is the hot thing. They're using the same joke. It's gonna get old and people gonna get tired of y'all saying you're gonna have to get back to telling jokes. Now, please tell me you're not running out of jokes. Please tell me you're not gonna use Shannon as your punchline. You're gonna have to start telling jokes. Please tell me you got jokes.
But here's the thing, these DL rumors about Shannon didn't just pop up out of nowhere. They've been swirling around for years, but things really hit a boiling point in 2023 when reports came out about Shannon allegedly having an affair with his former stylist, Russell Simpson, who went by Deeprint and now calls himself Hollywood Muggler. The streets started talking because Shannon and Deeprint's relationship didn't seem all business, and with Deeprint rumored to be on the DL, people couldn't help but raise an eyebrow. So in 2023, Shannon and Deeprint were spotted all over LA, from courtside basketball games to what some say Deeprint, aka Hollywood, would also post photos.
So he definitely was at when the incident where he was about to fight John Morant father and all this other stuff. Like he definitely was with Hollywood.
Of Shannon on his IG. Shannon for being the best to ever do it. Shannon also used to shout out Hollywood on his show, and it was very clear they were very close.
Let them have it again. Do it because I see what y'all doing. I'm gonna do it myself now.
You feel me?
Yes.
Yeah. Someone one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, yeah. We going about it all wrong.
And then Media Takeout added even more fuel to these rumors when they published a report on Shannon and Hollywood's relationship. Years ago when he claimed he hooked up with an NFL star. However, Mike said he had and looking across at his private parts.
Shannon's trying to do an interview. I said, no, Medea, I ain't doing an interview. So you can sit across from me and look at my balls. I'm sitting down here. It's called Shay Shay, and they're telling you. Put a wig on and tell me if that ain't my dear sister. They exposing every motherfucker.
Meanwhile, fans were dissecting Shannon's every move and gestures and clowning him off of viral moments. like that video of him getting out of the car in a tight tracksuit and wearing an
Stopping the day, took the wines, started over there. The last stop of the day, we got up early.
That ain't no purse, bro. I'll be honest with you, it's not a purse.
Had a late night. We don't do excuses here. We just get the job done. Because this one we signed up for.
Ooh, I'm gonna boot a hip out. You know how we do. Back in happy Tuesdays, happy tasting Tuesdays. And you know, host with the most, you know, with Big Shay, not the little one. Also, you see the drip, the green on green, the neon, the Ninja Turtle, orange, can't forget about the bag. Got a little off-whites. Shout out to my out there. We always gonna put on for the naysayers and the haters out there.
Shannon had to address the DL rumors once again during his appearance.
Sunday.
I'm hard to live with. I'm bringing negativity into your life. I don't even know if I want to get married.
Appearance on Cam Newton's podcast. He claimed these rumors always seem to surface whenever he's leveling up. He meant his viral Cat Williams.
It's like, all of a sudden you gay now. Yeah. So when you do see, zesty, or, you know, stepping outside of, you know, I don't know now, we don't never see him post no woman, he just got all these damn dogs. And red flag. From the horse's mouth himself, it's like, how do you respond? I'm in a no-win situation. Because if I respond, they say hit dog holler. If I don't respond, they say, well, if it wasn't true, he would say something. So if I respond, I'm a hit dog. If I don't respond, he's hiding something. So how do I win? I win, hey, they're gonna say what they pick. That's the thing that I didn't realize that when I really got into this. There's this celebrity, this kind of thing here, Cam, is on a different level. I mean, I was a damn good football player. I won Super Bowls, I'm in the Hall of Fame. But this is 20 times the magnification of what I was as an athlete. So my question is it because of the power of social media?
What it was as an athlete. That's crazy.
It's a combination of both, and that's why I don't let people play with my name. Everybody knows there's nothing wrong with being gay. There's not. I'm just not gay. And most straight men don't let you play with their name like that. Especially not in our culture. No! But see, also, in our culture, if I want to try to emulate, you can't say he's gay. Because no matter what you think, that's still, in our culture, it's still kind of frowned upon. And people see, you know, they'll say all these things, well, you know, it's okay. Like, that's not my life. I don't judge. What you do in your home that you go to bed with, who you wake up as, that ain't got nothing to do with Shannon Sharp. That ain't my bed. For me, that was the hardest thing, because it was almost like they were convinced me that I was something that I'm not, but I kept repeating it.
And then Dr. Umar Johnson weighed in on the drama, and he suggested that Shannon leaked that audio with Michelle last year. He missed it. Back in September, Shannon accidentally went live on Instagram while getting busy with a woman named Michelle. And while neither Shannon nor Michelle appeared on camera, the sounds were pretty hard to ignore.
So am I the only one that want to know where the Shannon Sharp audio went all of a sudden, including the videos? I tried to go back and show somebody and it was gone. Scrubbed from the internet, snatched up, swallowed.
A response, and he quickly jumped online, claiming on his IG story his account had been hacked and that all the drama was just someone messing with his page. Honest, no one was buying that excuse anyway. So eventually Shannon decided to admit the whole Instagram live incident was just a messy accident. He claimed he went live by mistake after tossing his phone onto the bed, right before getting into what was supposed to be a private moment. But as we all know, things went public, and Shannon said he was deeply embarrassed and disappointed in himself. On the podcast, he didn't look all that embarrassed or disappointed.
Obviously, I'm embarrassed. Someone that is extremely and to have one of your most intimate details, the audio heard for the entire world to hear. I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons. People count on Shannon, Shay Shay Media, Club Shay Shay Nightcap, ESPN, always try to be professional at all times, even when I'm behind closed doors. Professional, although I'm in the privacy of my own home. And I'm very disappointed in myself, not for the act. I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activity, but to have the audio to be heard, I'm disappointed in myself. I let a lot of people down, my kids. I reached out to them, I called them. My friends, obviously my friends reached out.
But Shannon wasn't done yet. He also shut down those viral rumors that the whole thing was a stunt, and he strongly denied that he went live on purpose.
But guys, this was not staged. Came in and threw my phone on the bed, engaged in an activity. I did not know IG Live.
And the craziest thing about it, bro, like, when you on, like, you gotta do a couple things to go on IG Live, bro. A couple of things.
IG Live on. So
you can't just throw your phone on the bed and go on IG Live. I don't know about that one.
Don't know how it works.
However, fans weren't having it. A lot of people still couldn't buy his story, because how exactly do you accidentally go live on Instagram? You have to take several steps to go live. So Shannon,
the lady said the same thing I just said.
But Shannon just kept digging himself deeper, and he also claimed that his assistant Jordan was the one who ended the live stream.
Jordan, being the good Samaritan, the good soldier that he is, Jordan the one that cut it off, because I didn't even know it was on. Jordan cut it off. Jordan put the message up, and then after I called my agent, the agency, I called ESPN. After I'm like, I just got this. Just tell them the truth. I said, I just got to tell them the truth. My phone wasn't hacked. It was me being a healthy, active male. I mean, y'all thought I was bullshitting. I'll get it in.
If Jordan was
That
the one
nigga
who
said,
shut
get it in, get it in.
Something to shut down those long-running rumors about him being that the accidental Instagram live was just too perfect. Almost like Shannon was trying to take control of the narrative. Dr. Umar suggested Shannon probably thought if he showed the whole world he was out here with women, it would silence the gossip once and for all.
I think Shannon or the woman he was with, and I pray it wasn't a snow bunny, but I think Shannon or the woman he was with orchestrated that. Because I do Instagram live on the regular, right? After you open up the app, you got to slide over the live.
Come on, brother.
After you slide over the live, you got to hit the live.
Come on, brother.
So you can, it's very difficult. I'm not going to say impossible. It's very difficult.
Man said he threw his phone on the bed and went on IG Live. That's impossible, bro. That's impossible. I could throw my phone 1,000,005 fucking times, and that bitch ain't gonna go on IG Live. I promise you.
Go live accidentally. If Shannon Sharp claims it was an black man, I'm not going to call him a liar, but I can see how he benefited from this episode. He was being accused of being a part of the Rainbow Army. This may have helped dispel those allegations. In addition to that, someone said he was just offered $100,000 from an adult film company to produce an adult film, or at least license the audio that he had, or whatever the case may be. It brought him a whole lot more followers and listeners, although he was already one of the top podcasts and doing well for himself. But this really did bring a lot of attention to Shannon Sharp. It really, really did. And I can see why Mason Cameron and others might feel like Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, Mason Cameron, they went in on Shannon,
especially clearing himself of the rumors that he was homosexual.
Mr. Cameron
because
went in
even
on
when he
that.
talked to Ocho Cinco afterwards, he wasn't very remorseful. He apologized, but he celebrated in that apology. You know, he said, I was getting down. You know what I mean? You're sorry this happened if you're bragging to your brother. And I'm not going to call Shannon a liar. I can clearly see how he has benefited from that ordeal.
However, now that Shannon's facing a lawsuit from that OnlyFans model who claims Shannon asked her raising their eyebrows and speculating about Shannon's preferences. A lot of people are starting to wonder if Shannon's doing too much to convince them.
The girl said she was gonna play with the man bad though, but bad though, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't do that. So
World, and maybe even if his attempts to shut down the rumors are just making them worse. But do you think Shannon might be overstating and trying too hard to prove something? Is there more to this story about the OnlyFans model and the lawsuit that we're not seeing? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss this next video.
Don't just take class, take charge. Start your comeback today at vol.edu.
Gas, and he plans to sue for all the damage this seemingly caused him. It is a wild new set of allegations, and we will analyze all the claims and ask, if true, does this explain the recent controversial moments from the music artist? Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Have you ever gone to the dentist and they give you nitrous oxide left?
This side, like, so this boy Kanye talking about they got him hooked on nitrous oxide from the dentist.
And gas. You know, I had my wisdom tooth taken out last year. They gave it to me. Honestly, not the worst thing when you're getting a tooth removed, but it's pretty simple, straightforward, right? Well, what happens if you sue over it? Yeah, you claim that it was excessive, it was damaging, you became addicted, and oh, by the way, you claim it was all done to get your money. Now, if you're saying...
But this crazy because it's like, he can't just give you nitrous oxide, you gotta ask for it. Like, so that's where Kanye wrong at in the argument in the beginning.
Yes to those questions? Are you kind of wonder if you are, because that's exactly what he's playing. In a notice of intent to sue letter that we got our hands on and that was seemingly drafted by West's lawyer and sent to the rapper's celebrity dentist, maybe former dentist, Connolly, West and his wife, Bianca Simpson, array of claims. In fact, in an accompanying press company, Yeezy, his wife Bianca served Beverly Hills dentist Dr. Suing him for medical malpractice, gross negligence, fraud, exploitation, abandonment, emotional trauma, reckless administration of controlled and uncontrolled substances, and other malicious and deceitful behaviors. So you might be saying, what is going on here? These legitimate...
It looked a little better because of the wife on the lawsuit will.
Claims. Well, let's talk about it. So first and foremost, it's our understanding that under California law, a healthcare provider has to be provided 90 days notice. Only drafted by a friend of mine, friend of Law and Crime, used to be on a bunch, Andrew Cherkasky of Golden Law. He is representing Kanye West. This is an authentic Andrew. And it reads, quote, your conduct fell egregiously below the applicable standard of care and violated both your legal duties and professional obligations, potential harm to our clients. So the letter begins by explaining how Kanye West became a patient of Dr. Connolly's in 2024. Apparently the doctor performed all kinds of dental work for him. This custom titanium crown, page 6 reporting that it's worth $850,000. Now the allegation is that from 2024 through 2025, Dr. Connolly engaged in what? Quote, you repeatedly administered or supplied nitrous oxide, laughing.
You got a crown A crown worth $800,000. Damn. A crown. That's one tooth. A tooth. 800,000.
Gas, and or other sedative substances that had no legitimate mental or medical justification, including, quote, for recreational use. The accusation here is that the doctor even supplied large, quote, surgical home with masks and taught West how to self-administer, not doing this, but refused. It's unclear who told Dr. Connolly to stop, but that's what this notice of intent seems to state. And Connolly allegedly even knew the apparent detrimental effects the gas was having on Kanye West, but the letter alleges that as a result of this nitrous oxide use, West began to show signs of issues, erratic behavior, incoherence, unpredictable changes in mood, impaired motor function, other cognitive and yet is accused of continuing to supply it or not doing anything to stop it. How do you prove this, right? Well, how do you prove it? Well, the letter alleges that, quote, on multiple occasions, Dr. Connolly acknowledged in writing that West was improper and that he apologized in texts and emails to West in treatment decisions. And in terms of an alleged motive, claims that charged 50,000 seizures. Namely, the accusation is that he was engaging in exploitation for profit. The accompanying press release, it alleges in spring 2024, Connolly attempted to seize control of global music and fashion brand LC. Was incapacitated with a cocktail of controlled and uncontrolled substances. Moreover, Dr. Connolly is accused of improperly administering the anesthetic propofol to a Kanye West outside of a medical setting, including allegedly at a hotel in Las Vegas. Hey everybody, this is a law and crime legal alert. Do you know that children are being diagnosed with serious conditions like type 2 diabetes and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and the research is potentially linking the ultra. Well, Morgan & Morgan is stepping into these experience fighting large corporations. They are ready to stand up for the families who deserve justice. So if you're impaired detoxification to address the nitrous oxide dependency and neurological damage that you negligently, recklessly, or knowingly caused, you abandon your patient at a time when he was in dire need of care. This abandonment that West suffered neurological and physical injury, psychological, emotional harm, chemical dependency, financial harm, economic loss, loss of consortium, meaning Sensori lost the companionship, the support, the services of her husband during time. And at the very end of the letter, there is a demand that Dr. Connolly provide copies of West's dental and medical records, preserve all evidence, communications, billing records, contracts. Okay, but Michael Gottlieb talk more about this. Michael, thanks so much for coming here on Sidebar. Wow, quite the allegations in this letter. Let me just first start off.
So my first reaction was, yeah, Kanye has definitely lost his mind. Kanye has, I think the world kind of, and I scratched my head and said, a lot of that was before 2024 because these allegations are in 2024.
We're gonna look at
what I love most about Juneau is the small community. The people here really become family. We have this.
Y'all already know what it is. So, without further ado, let's get to the video.
I got so much patience. Y'all sleep on what Darlene been through out here.
Look, don't worry, I won't hurt you.
Take a picture of this.
I won't hurt you,
There
Corey.
you go, D.
No, I was like that. And I was older.
That's
Thank God that was in Bird. Oh my God.
Speaking of Shannon Sharp, since we brought it up, I'm just saying, I am not happy But I hope the brother realized that he has a disorder. But what is his disorder? What do you think is wrong with Shannon Sharp, Craig?
You want me to share it for real?
Man, please don't hold back.
I think Sharp is immature.
Oh, good. There you go.
I think he's immature. I think athletes, specifically athletes who weren't as good as him and have been successful as long as him, have a delusion about life where they think life is what life should reflect.
Shout out to
anything that doesn't fuck with their ego.
Corey
So like
Holcomb
they,
show.
some motherfuckers only accept truth to a certain level because it's too uncomfortable. Certain people want you to be in a certain pocket. He's just used to everybody catering to him. Like, even the fact that we can't crack as he views us. Like, if we was NFL cats cracking jokes on Shannon, it wouldn't be no problem. We wouldn't be hating. But since socially we would do it with him, economically, we can't even crack jokes and do what we do.
Man.
That's a good point, though.
What do you think is wrong with your boyfriend, Crush?
That ain't a boyfriend, goodness sake.
Your crush. He's a crush of yours. There's nothing to be embarrassed about.
I'm not embarrassed.
You don't fan in the thumb through.
I can help fix that. I can fix his speech impediment. No, I just think he's a good looking back for his age and everything, his shape and
What up, dog?
He's a handsome fella. But I think he's just I think he's too gullible and too trusting with that young girl. What was he thinking?
Craig, scoot over a little bit.
He allowed too much to happen.
Y'all just set the cameras up there, right? Brother. Question 2. We got somebody that was last week, but he came this week, and we always let him have. Right. Sit down here, y'all. Welcome, Brother Rizza Islam, to the show. Brother Rizza. You all right?
Rizza.
Well, now I'm gonna get some Murrays. Sit down, man.
You too.
Rizza, see if you can jump in. What do you think the brother Shannon Sharp is? What do you think his problem is? Why is he jammed up right now, in your opinion? You want to go first, or you want to go? Okay, good. I don't want to put it. I always have to make sure Brother Rizza Islam stays neutral. So that's why I'm gonna speak my piece, and then I'm sure it'll give him time. First, you.
We're doing great.
Trust. He's not real good. History, her position has been to cause a circumstance and deny that it has ever happened. Deny that she was the cause of it, pretend that she's a victim. This is how this goes. Take down a big black man and pretend, hey, I had nothing to do with it. Or
she taught the sisters that though, right?
Yes.
Because they talk about this a white woman. I'm talking about all the women I know act like they don't know what the happened. And they was the orchestrator of the bullshit.
I was going brother. Yeah, Marcus mic is off, I think.
It's on now?
Okay.
Go ahead, Rizza. Let me let you land.
So the basic thing is, we have to stop pretending that in 2025 that the feminist movement is equal for all women. All right, number one. So when it comes to the circumstance, Shannon Sharp is being taken down because he's messing with a young girl. Number one, beyond his young age limit. Number two, so they all normally a police officer. Their uncle is normally a judge. Their grandfather is some high-ranking official. They can always pull that card and take you down no matter how high you go. So that's the first thing you want to go with. No matter how comfortable she makes you think she is with you. Keep your receipts recorded. That's how you want to live. If that's where you're going, then you need to protect yourself.
And you know this, man.
The reality is you should not go in that direction. Nowadays, a lot of white women do. So this is the reason why is not equal. But there are a lot of them who do these things because from the name, language, culture, religion, God. They don't know who they are. So it's the identity of who they think is the winner. The white woman has been looked at as the winner. So they take those actions, those behaviors. Right now, it is a competition to see how many people can get with a man, sue the man, lie on the man, and get a paycheck. That's a new job description for a lot of women nowadays.
Man, will you please say that one more time so they don't miss that?
A lot of people don't want to work, so a lot of women now have literally looked at how can I get with the man with a lot of money, make it seem as though everything he's saying is cool, I love him, I'm comfortable with him, and then just lie on him, say me sue him and get a lot of money. Quick come up, or get a baby, that's the old school. Get a baby that's 18 years of free rent, free everything.
It specifically said, and I quote, athletes don't use condoms.
Just have 18 years and just free everything. Get with one of these dumb athletes. Careful, because a lot of them are placed around you and you are above the system.
I'll be there when the white man don't need me no more. And let me yell another reminder that no matter how much money you got, you still just a...
You will always be checked by them. That was a play from the beginning. What was wrong with you being with a sister that is, or a white woman in particularly, between the age of 19 and 25? And you're up in your 50s. No, I mean, like, realistically, what are you doing?
Well, I think the reason that he has true conversations with a woman who is, you are high level. I mean, she's grown, but I'm saying, what are you talking 20 and Caucasian about, and you're an elderly black man? Words, as I say, you cannot be embarrassed.
Right.
Because you swole with a talking to Cat Williams.
From Mark.
But wasn't he already? He was already.
You had on a cat suit.
You're a target.
But he was already paying. He was already paying.
But can I tell you something? At this point, if I'm talking to RZA and I got on my sweatsuit and a cat suit, I'm gonna be like, hey brother RZA, let me change before I holler at you. Now, I'm saying,
that nigga had a cat suit.
Who thinks like that and I'm weird, or is that appropriate? I shouldn't be talking to you and he have on them suits with him.
How it becomes gradually. Normally when they start getting into the millionaire, get a little looser. I've noticed this every single time.
Right? So what's up?
You got a nipple ring too, man.
He flirting with that man. Everybody he have on them suits with, he flirting with him.
When you get to a certain level, you have comfort in the homosexual atmosphere.
I'm not gay no more.
Explain that, please.
There's a comfort that this is where there's a threshold that people cross. And really, for some of them, it's very slow how it becomes gradually. Normally, when they start getting into the millionaire or this, I believe it's the millionaire status around certain people, sports, movies and film, things of that nature, the black men start to become less masculine. You were saying this earlier. They start crossing their legs more. They start wearing more tight-fitted clothing. They talk softer. Their wrist starts to get a little loose. I've noticed this every single time. To fit in, to make people not uncomfortable with their masculinity. People can feel the energy when you walk in the room. Less threat. You have to be, because if I'm going to be a threat, that's less paychecks, less money. Be buck broken in every way. How I dress, how I talk, how I look. I'm laughing at every joke. I'm bugging my eyes. Athlete, this system starts to get a little loose. Notice every single time to fit in, to make people not uncomfortable with their masculinity. People can feel the energy when you walk in the room. Less threat. You have to be, because if I'm going to be a threat, that's less paychecks, less money, less success that I'm going to get. I'm going to go higher at a less trajectory. If I'm going to be accepted, I have to be buck broken in every way. How I dress, how I walk, how I talk, how I look. I'm laughing at every joke. I'm bugging my eyes. I'm cheesing, laughing at every single thing that's not funny, because I get that. And it happens every time. And whether you're an actor, whether you're an athlete, you're trying to get that new contract, it doesn't matter what it is. And I watched it with not only Shannon, but many different people. And my only question is thinking ways of making our own money. We have ways of being independent to become millionaires independently. We don't even need them. Right. So why do y'all keep doing this? And then you get mad when you get caught up with the same circumstance, same system, same everything, same outcome. Many of them think they can outsmart this system.
Well, everybody is not wise enough to move up. There are
Absolutely.
people who can lower. This is what we have to face. Everybody do this. If you're 40, be nothing more. If you shine shoes and 40 plus, you are a shoe. Be nothing more. If you shine shoes and 40 plus, you are a shoe shiner. And nobody wants to say this stuff. But I'm smart enough to realize that don't mean you're a bad person. It just means when you try to be like me, because there's a lot of people that don't like me because they try to be me. Because there's a lot of people that don't like me because they try to be like me. They come around me. They do everything. It's not going to be elite. I hate that Shannon is so, he's so up.
Let's just make it very clear, brother.
You know what you did to me. Yeah, she gonna keep doing shit to you. You're an old, goofy, who think you the shit.
Yeah, he sounded like a little.
I'm gonna choke you. Big back man, don't quite broke.
Brother, when I saw that slave talk,
I say, man, wasn't nothing wrong with slavery.
I know that.
when I saw them slave terminologies with that whole, I want you to put a big black baby in me, I said, that she got him.
Is that old back?
That was it.
Old playing like that? What kind of man?
No, I mean it was scary because I knew he didn't realize.
But what we ain't bold enough to talk about, RZA, Craig, Darlene, this is what we ain't bold enough to talk about. As a man, do you know what kind of discipline you have to have when you get boss money and not who you want to?
Come on, brother.
The discipline has to be through the roof. Because if you got paper, you bitches, you want to. If you got paper, the world is your oyster. So what can we do, Brother RZA, when we got money to walk amongst the have-nots, the attractive have-nots, because that's what she is, right? I'm gonna let you have it first, Craig and D, because I know RZA gonna be long-winded with it, because we need this information.
I ain't been in a long time, yo. I ain't been in a long time.
Like Shannon Sharp, like you see him right there. To me, he looks like me and him the same age, probably. I'm 55. If I'm f***ing that girl right there, I know I ain't shit to her. But do she know she ain't shit to me? I'm gonna make that very clear. And we're not gonna play with each other. I buy pussy from you. Stop asking me if we going to the mall together. Here go the money, you go to the mall. Get what you gonna get? I can't be seen with you. It's older bitches out there. I need to see me through. I can't be out there with you. But I'm saying, what do we do? What kind? Craig, I know if you get $100 million in the bank, you gonna bitches to get a hair transplant. I already know it. I already know it. Discipline. What you see how you got that one little braid pulled to the side? I know what that is, Craig. You see it, D? Look at it. It's like the lining right there. But what do you do when it's nothing? These girls will be like nobody be getting $25,000 a cheat. Well, the average girl who stayed south of Wilshire.
But she already knew he was a mark. That's why she said that.
Right. They want a couple of dollars where they can make sure their utilities are on point. And I am one who takes advantage of the fact that I got that couple of for you. Now I don't want no young girl like that as a friend I talk to. I would broker something like that if I was going after something like that, because I don't want to be manipulated with her voice, because I'll be like, look, little bitch, I ain't stupid, I know what it is. Pull that monkey out. Let me do what I do. How much it costs to put tape on your mouth? That's what I tell you. I don't want to talk to you.
No, fucking talk.
I don't want to talk to you, baby. I want your body. I want to wash up looking at you. I want you in the bathroom when I'm washing up. I want to be looking at you. And while I hang that rag up on, wherever I hang it up on.
There goes Shannon. That's Harlem Wolf right there.
What? You stupid. Oh boy, you stupid, dog. That's real.
Yeah, that's Howlin' Wolf. That's the blue.
Man, will y'all get this to Abe or Nail and tell him to put that picture up there? That's a blues singer.
Yeah, legend. Howlin'
I think Shannon needs to see this because I know he's watching the show. Cool. I'll beat his ass.
I think the problem is status. Okay, status.
Yeah, take it.
We only really acknowledge a couple different relationship statuses. Can you say status plural? Is it status? I don't think so.
Yeah. Say statuses. It's for my audience.
Got married, right?
Correct.
But you know, back in the day, they had a classification called a concubine.
Correct.
Okay, a concubine is not a wife, but she's a woman that's a part of the man's life, and she's there for sexual purposes.
I'm trying to see what that be like right now. Look,
And she can also bear children. The man's responsibility is to house her, clothe her, and make sure she's taken care of, but she doesn't have the status of a wife.
What's up, Miss Lips?
Hey, hold on 1 second.
Who are being assigned wife status. So shit is out of order, you know what I mean? So, you know, like Solomon, he had 600, was it 600 concubines? 700. But that's a normal thing in some societies.
He was a boss.
To have a living bitch you can call when you turn
With your girl.
Yeah, so that's the problem.
I mean, I want to talk about that next, but I'm saying, like, D, did you keep your thought? I know it's been a while. Go ahead, give it to us, D. We don't really like when you talk.
Go ahead, D.
We don't like when you talk.
Oh, so you're speaking for everybody? He said
No.
we. Okay. Anyway.
D, what I'm saying, we don't really want you to sit down and fuck with us.
Okay, Jesus. The levels, the sound level of this man's voice. Anyway, what I was going
D, we really, no, I'm just fucking with you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, D. Go ahead.
No, now I lost, I don't remember the guy's name who said it, but there was another fella who was in the same business, right, a football player. And he's recently made a nice, a comment by saying you would think that because of where he came from, that he'd have got all that out the way, because look, he was in the NFL. Yeah. And I thought about it, and I was like, gosh, darn, you're right. So
That's somebody who don't know what they're talking about. When your penis functions, you still want Bombay shit. And if you can afford it, you're gonna go for
right,
it.
but that kind of behavior and all that, and just thinking you can get away with it. When you've got the contracts coming up, when you've got a certain level, when you see that you're making more money than you say you did when you were in the NFL, so why would you now jeopardize that?
Well, see, I'll say it this way because he definitely had enough experience from all those years, so he knows that this is not new. But I will say he was caught up in a honey trap. Okay, now, in a honey trap, also known as love traps, it is a
honey trap. That nigga said a honey trap. What the hell is a honey trap?
Where people are set up with agents. Women are set up to be around you, right? They're agents. They have a mark. They're giving you a folder. This is the person. Let's say it's Craig. Okay, Craig Smith. This is where he lives. This is what he likes. The common places he eats. How he dresses. What his show is. What are his likes and dislikes. What kind of food. All this stuff. They're given a folder. This is very real.
Honey trap.
And they study it. They learn everything about you. And they go to the common places where you normally are. Then they start to finish your sentences for you. They start to bring you things. And I saw you over there, you know, like this, man. I like the way you talk, and that joke is funny, etc.
Intention bombing.
Intention. All that. Love bombing. And so you get caught in that. Next thing you know, they have you in the bed with them. Next thing you know, you're involved with them. Now they're around you in your life and all this, and you're like, damn, I love this woman. All of a sudden, and then boom. Oh, boom. You had $100 million contract coming down the line. I'm suing you for $50 million. That was a mark hit. That is a honey trap, love trap, Israeli Mossad tactic.
That was
very
a
real.
hit.
Happens
That
all
was
the
a
time.
hit.
Now, whether or not she directly was instructed to do that, she did that. She's an OnlyFans individual, which means money is the first thing. I'm using men's lust for me to get money. I'm going to go after a big fish. Shannon Sharp, making a lot of money. I've been hanging around with him. Let me see how much money I can get out of this man. $100 million contract. If I say,
He broke it down to the.
This is very real. It is a business. And one thing I don't want us to misunderstand is that just because a lot of these individual females are OnlyFans models doesn't mean they're unintelligent.
And Tony Busby, it's not. He said he was about to say they're not. Just because they OnlyFans models, they're not intelligent. It ain't got nothing to do nothing about their intelligence. This what it got to do with. It got to do with I have something on you, and I can actually lie and make some things look true about you.
Legend. They're very intelligent. They're very calculated with what they're doing. How do you think these?
And then they got Tony Busby. Tony Busby known for going after people, y'all. Come on, man. Like,
women feel going up here showing their bodies for $5.99 a month, $10.99, whatever their damn price is. They know this is going to be on the internet forever. They know it's going to be out there. They know they've already factored that in, most of them. They know. But once they get to a certain caliber where they're invited to these back house parties, they're around certain celebrities and artists, they get dressed a certain way, they get the BBLs done, they get dressed up, fitted, all of that just to catch the attention of certain people who they've been planning to get for a very long time. This is intentional. Now, I'm not going to pretend as if, oh, it just happens. These Negroes are targeted.
Right.
And they're open to be targeted. They make themselves targeted. The Most High Elijah Muhammad said, in the last days, it is our righteousness that will sustain us. Meaning, if you're not on point and in check, you will not be able to see the agents, the snakes in the field. You won't be able to see them because you're so caught up in the nostalgia. I feel so good. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm successful. And all that. And they just sitting there like, I'm about to take this down.
Okay,
you know.
All right, the brother RZA, he broke down a lot of good points as far as trying to outsmart the system. And there's been a lot of examples of our men trying to outsmart the system, but the system don't win. In the end, Monique and Cat Williams did a interview with Shannon Sharp, and they tried to warn this man.
It's ghetto talk, y'all. Ghetto talk.
He got all this money right now, so can't nobody tell him nothing. It seemed like he do got some type of disorder problem or some type of insecurity. But let's talk about these others, these Caucasian women. Just like they said, it kind of hit me hard when they was talking about this because I looked at a video of a guy saying that, you know, black people don't have it.
We're gonna look at Master Sweet Spot. We're gonna see what she's talking about.
Hi, you
We're
guys.
gonna see what she's
What's
talking
going
about.
on? Well,
Yeah, I fuck with Master Sweet Spot. She
I
alright.
am your host,
She cool.
Gigi, with the T.
She Gucci.
Baby, when I tell you, you guys know Diddy trial is about to come. It's almost here. And
About to
guess
be in
who
next
they
week,
are
y'all.
saying and speaking out? They are saying Usher is being subpoenaed to go to that trial. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. If Usher show up at the trial, I'm going to be shocked. I'm going to be gagging. Because Usher, this whole time, he's been acting like, you know, nothing is phasing him or anything, but we all know it has to phase him because allegedly Diddy did some nefarious things to Usher when he was young, and a lot of people want to know.
It's according to Gene Deal, he said he know for sure. Puffy sent Usher to the hospital.
Usher, why did you introduce Diddy to Justin when you know how he did you? People are concerned about this, but it's a video that just came out, and I want you guys to watch it in its entirety. It is saying that Usher is blasting Diddy. Can you guys believe that? I'm still shocked. I'm still in unbelief that Usher. I'm glad he's doing it. It's about time, Usher. But they are saying Usher is going to blast Diddy for a false testimony. That is this report is saying. I have to see it to believe it. But it's not up to me. I want to know, what do you guys think? Listen to what they're saying and tell me, do you guys think this is the truth?
Diddy's lawyers have just filed a motion claiming that Diddy didn't have the mental capacity to commit the crimes that he is being accused of. Usher is getting ready to testify against this and is reportedly going to be subpoenaed to appear in the upcoming trial. This proves that after Cassie...
Do y'all really think this is true? All of this is alleged.
More high-profile celebrities are going to testify in Diddy's trial. Not only that, but the judge has also denied Diddy's request to delay the trial, and an essential piece of evidence is now being investigated, all of which could bring Diddy down to his knees. There's a lot to discuss, so let's break it down.
According to Diddy's defense, what he's saying is that his mental capacity.
This is the only thing I can say. Like, if you want to convict P. Diddy for beating down Cassie, yes, please. Give him all the time you can give him for kicking that girl and beating that girl. Give him all that time. But if you can't prove nothing else, you might need to fall back. But please give him, like, whatever he did to Cassie, beating on her and kicking her and all that, yeah, do that. But with the other stuff, y'all gotta prove that, bro.
City to commit the crimes while he was wasted is part of why he's saying, he should not be charged in these crimes. He even has a doctor who is lined up to testify. Now, prosecutors have filed their opposition to this line of testimony. Basically, they're saying he has a mental condition bearing on the issue of guilt. So I don't know what he's trying to pull here.
Right, but which crime is he saying he did?
I guess what he's saying is the effects of the drugs and alcohol on his memory and cognitive function. They're saying his defense is trying to say because of that, he shouldn't be held liable for what happened. So I don't know. This should be interesting to see how this plays out. Prosecutors also want to block testimony of a forensic video expert that says that video was basically altered. That's what Diddy.
Which video? The Cassie?
With Cassie, yes, yes. So the trial starts, by the way, in just a week. So we're getting ready for that to happen.
Diddy's lawyers have realized that there's no way they can stop Diddy from going to jail now. So they're now trying to say that Diddy was too drunk to know that what he was doing was wrong. According to court documents, a motion was filed by Diddy's attorneys on Sunday, April 27th, claiming that due to the effects of drugs and alcohol, Diddy's mental capacity was diminished. If this motion is accepted, Diddy would basically get away with everything.
They'll all be attacked on cross-examination. Their character will be impugned. They will attack the victims for not coming forward until Cassie Ventura came forward. How do you fix that? You find an outcry witness. What is an outcry witness? An outcry witness is someone the victim told about their at the time. So 10 years ago, I told you Sean Combs raped me at this party. I told you that then, but I never made a police report. That adds credence, credibility to the victim's statement. So a lot of victims are going to be attacked because they continued in a seemingly friendly relationship with Combs. A lot of women do that. Your boss makes advances on you unwanted. What do? Quit and starve? There's a lot of reasons women maintain a relationship with the. So we may lose credibility on a couple of witnesses, but the sheer number of them, I find it hard to believe that a jury will choose to disbelieve all of these ladies and choose to believe Sean Combs.
So it looks like they're going to try and say that Diddy's mental capacity could not make it possible for him to commit these crimes, claiming that maybe drugs or alcohol could have been at fault. Apparently, a couple of weeks ago, the prosecution offered Diddy a plea deal, which he turned down. We don't know the details of what that plea deal entailed, but he said he's not taking it. This is coming after they've added additional charges, like the second superseding indictment. You know that Cassie video where you see Diddy dragging her in a hotel from 2016? The judge says that it can be included after Diddy's defense team had been trying to have it not included. So according to People magazine, they said prosecutors recently filed a motion disputing any testimony that might show that Sean Diddy Combs didn't have, quote, the mental capacity to commit the crimes he's accused of because of the effects of drugs or alcohol. The motion filed on April 27 references apparent testimony from a psychiatrist on behalf of the defense and asked the judge to prevent his testimony during Combs' trial.
This motion came after 4 failed motions to suppress evidence or get rid of expert testimonies. Diddy's lawyers claimed that all of the freak-off tapes and baby oil recovered from Diddy's mansion were taken illegally and the search warrants weren't obtained legally. They wanted all of these tapes to be considered inadmissible. Judge Arun Subramanian, however, declared all evidence that had been submitted as admissible, and now there's a good chance the freak-off
Crazy.
tapes are going to be played in public.
Now, to Sean Diddy Combs, looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial, senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael, you'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced, as prosecutors allege. This latest challenge to his case comes 3 months before trial, and as Combs loses one of his attorneys, Anthony Rico says under no circumstances can he continue to represent Combs. He offered no details about that decision, Robin.
Okay. All right, thanks to you, Aaron.
To make matters worse, Diddy's motion to get the tape of him beating Cassie removed from evidence has also been denied. First posted by CNN, the video footage showed Diddy violently beating Cassandra Ventura and then dragging her by the hair. Diddy's lawyers have tried multiple times to get this video removed from evidence, and they are now saying that this footage has been edited to make Diddy look worse. They say that the original tape is over 30 minutes long, and editing it to make it shorter makes it inadmissible.
30 minutes.
Combs wants that video or videos excluded from
That's
trial.
kind of far-fetched,
And for that,
too, though.
we turn to his motion in...
That's far-fetched. That video was 30 minutes long. That man ran down the hallway and dragged the lady back inside. That might have took the longest 3 to 5 minutes if he was dragging her back in there. I'm just saying, like, if I'm looking at it from the police standpoint of view, like, that ain't.
Eliminate to exclude video footage of that March 5th, 2016 incident. Motion eliminate is a pretrial motion that aims at preventing evidence from coming into trial or limiting it in some way. And it starts by saying, quote, there is no longer any dispute that the CNN footage from March 5th, 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel offered by the government at 3 separate bail hearings is wholly inaccurate, having been altered, manipulated, sped up, and edited to be out of sequence. As indicated below, CNN paid Redacted, don't know who this person is, Redacted, for footage, copy that
out of sequence. Bruh, this ain't black gloves or no sequence. But what I don't understand what they're saying. Like, we seen Diddy harm this woman. We seen him. I don't know what they're trying to get to, but we actually looked at the videotape of him harming Cassie. We looked at that. We seen
footage in unknown ways, presented that footage out of order, and destroyed the original. Accordingly, all the footage from CNN is inaccurate and inadmissible. As for the 2 items of footage filmed by an iPhone 6, those pieces of footage are inaccurate and admissible as well for the reasons set out below. Now
Let's talk about the showdown in the courtroom over the bombshell video allegedly showing Sean Diddy Combs beating his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura.
Diddy's lawyers are arguing to exclude the footage from the rapper's upcoming sex trial. Legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer joins us now with more on what this could mean for the high-profile case. So good to have you. Okay, so they want this video left out. What's their argument for the... for this?
So, Mark and Nicolo, Sean Combs' attorney, is arguing that, you probably hear this phrase, this is not a true and accurate representation of what the video depicts. He's saying a number of arguments that the CNN had taken this video and sped it up, they kind of chopped it up into this montage, and it's not accurate. He's also making the allegation that the original video no longer exists, and so because this isn't accurate, the jury shouldn't see it, and according to Diddy's attorneys, because the original doesn't exist or it's been tampered with, no video such as this should be presented to the jury.
So what is CNN saying about these claims?
So CNN has come out and said, we did not alter it. We did not change anything. And in fact, they're saying that they do have the original as well. So on multiple levels, Sean Combs' argument kind of falls flat because if it is sped up, and I think there is some degree of it's being
Man,
sped up, if the original still exists,
that right
that
there.
can still be used as evidence against Sean Combs.
I don't
Not
care if it was
necessarily
sped
for
up or slowed
allegations of
down. Whatever he did to her, that was
RICO
wrong.
conspiracy or the transportational purpose of prostitution, but to show that this is a force that was used to keep victim number one, who we believe to be Cassie in this video, under his control for the purpose of trafficking and this RICO conspiracy.
As we peel back the layers of this case, we see that the total number of victims could very well be in the thousands.
The allegations implicate dozens of unidentified witnesses and alleged co-conspirators around the world. And some of the key witnesses to the supposed incidents are dead. Basically meaning, how can we defend against it? The defense is not even permitted to share the identities of the individuals described in the disclosure letter with Mr. Combs until April 18th.
April 18th.
Further hampering defense counsel's ability to investigate. Collectively, these new allegations require many months, if not years, to investigate, and if admitted, would require a series of mini trials, certain to double the length of a trial the government originally said would last 3 weeks. So this is an explosive allegation that on its face, I don't know if I necessarily disagree with. If they are bringing in evidence of uncharged conduct, wouldn't the defense have an opportunity to investigate it and challenge it? It seems like they're making a point. So if this evidence is allowed in, there is a chance this could delay the trial significantly. We all know Combs wants to go to trial, but how can he properly defend himself against this in just a few weeks?
This is the real reason that Diddy's lawyers quit. They realized that there was no way to win this trial, and they weren't willing to go down with Diddy in such a high-profile abuse case. The law firm Diddy has been with, Grubman, Shire, Meiselas & Sachs, for over 20 years, has also dropped him as a client. Diddy's lawyers saw the evidence and knew right away that Diddy was going to end up behind bars.
Sean Diddy Combs' legal team is getting a little smaller. As the rap mogul's defense team prepares for his May trial on sex trafficking charges, his attorney, Anthony Rico, respectfully but regrettably requested to be dismissed from his role, according to documents obtained by NBC News. Rico, who is one of 6 attorneys on the case, requested in the February 21st filing to withdraw as representation because, quote, under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel for Sean Combs, consistent with the ABA standards for criminal justice.
Black
The
lawyers
motion
quit.
continues, quote, while I'm aware that the local rule requires that an application for withdrawal of counsel is supported and granted only upon showing by affidavit or otherwise of satisfactory reasons for withdrawal, there are sufficient reasons related to the protections afforded by the attorney-client privilege for brevity in my application for withdrawal as counsel in this case.
So the high-powered law firm of Grubman, Shire, Meiselas & Sachs has dropped Combs as a client. Now, this is the firm of Alan Grubman, who is a very prominent entertainment lawyer that represents some very big names. The Weeknd, Madonna, Chris Brown, Paul Simon, Usher, Bruce Springsteen. In fact, by the way, Alan Grubman was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He actually helped found that back in the 1980s. So, gives you an idea about how big of a powerhouse this firm is. Now let's go back to Sean Combs. So the rumor circulating is that this firm did this because singer and actress Lady Gaga had threatened to leave the firm unless they parted ways with Combs. This is according to reporting by News Nation. And it's a big deal because the rapper and producer had apparently been with Grubman's firm for over 20 years. He was friends with Alan Grubman by all accounts.
Diddy's attorneys are now trying to delay the inevitable by postponing the trial. After 3 more victims and 2 new charges were added in a 3rd superseding indictment, Diddy's lawyers now claim that they need 2 more months to prepare for the trial.
The trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, a judge has denied his request to delay the proceedings, and that means jury selection could start in just weeks. ABC's Phil Lipoff is tracking this case. Good morning, Phil.
Yeah, Gio, good morning. It looks like it's going to. Sean Combs' trial date is set to go on as expected Friday. A judge ruled Combs' criminal sex trafficking trial will begin next month as scheduled after he denied the defense's request for a 2-month adjournment. The trial is set to begin May 5th. With jury selection, the judge said it was unclear why there isn't sufficient time to prepare, especially since 4 different law firms are now representing him. The judge agreed, however, to allow alleged victims to testify under pseudonyms, but one star witness, Diddy's ex, Cassie Ventura, is expected to testify under her own name. She filed, you'll remember, a quickly settled civil lawsuit against Combs. The judge agreed with a defense request to receive outtakes of interviews conducted for a documentary produced by Warner Brothers. Those interviews were conducted with potential trial witnesses.